Today, you're going to see how I made $2 in Vietnam. In Vietnam in particular, and in many Asian countries in general, if you don't have money, don't even think about getting a wife. Women won't even give you a second glance. Hi, I'm Noah, 29 years old. I'm currently living and working in Vietnam. I'm single, and since I don't have a family yet, I work hard every day to earn enough money to support myself. I also know that if I want to get married someday, I still have a long way to go and need to keep pushing myself. Today is Sunday. As usual, in your country, most people spend the day relaxing and enjoying themselves. Some gather with their families and friends, while others go on dates, eat out, watch movies, or simply enjoy their free time. This is a typical Vietnamese bread shop. You can easily find one almost anywhere in Vietnam. Here, you can choose from a variety of fillings to be put inside your bread. Each banh mi costs only about $1, much cheaper than in your country, right? But I bet you'll absolutely love it once you take a bite. That light yellow building over there is where travelers go through the exit immigration procedures when leaving Vietnam. The border crossing is the busiest place in the city where I live. Those blue cars you can see over there are VinFast electric taxis. They have now expanded across the entire Vietnamese market and can be found almost everywhere in the country. As you can see, goods here are still transported using human labor. A single trip can earn anywhere from $2 to $5, depending on the type of merchandise being carried and its weight. And now, I'm going to pick up my order as well. Today, I plan to make about 4 or 5 deliveries. My goal is to earn around $15 by the end of the day. Thousands of people cross the border here every day, from business people and workers to tourists and traders. It's a place where people from all kinds of backgrounds come together. Now I'm going to clear immigration and head into China to pick up my goods. To get through the checkpoint, you need this little booklet. It's not a passport. It's a border pass for people who live near the border. With it, I can cross back and forth between Vietnam and China up to 60 times. The only catch is that I'm only allowed to travel within about 300 kilometers of the border. If I want to go any farther, then I'll need a regular passport and a visa, just like everyone else. This is the area just after you've exited Vietnam. Let's hang around here for a moment and take a look at how busy the cargo traffic is today. Over in the distance, that's where all the goods arrive after crossing into Vietnam. Right now, they're waiting to clear customs before being allowed into the country. Because trolleys aren't permitted in this area, people rely on suitcases like these to move large amounts of goods. They can simply pull or push them along, and some are packed with as much as 70 or even 80 kilos of cargo. As I make my way across the bridge connecting these two countries, let me show you a few things that make this border crossing so unique. Outside of the rainy season, the river is surprisingly shallow. According to local accounts, over 20 years ago, before modern border security measures were put in place, illegal crossings were relatively common, with some people swimming or wading across the river to move between the two countries. And this bridge is part of the railway connecting the two countries. These days, it's mainly used for freight transport rather than carrying passengers. The river you're looking at eventually joins the mighty Red River, forming a remarkable three-way river junction. What's truly fascinating is that the two rivers often carry water of different colors, creating a striking natural contrast that's easy to spot. As you walk across the bridge, it's common to see people hauling huge suitcases, sometimes even larger than their own bodies, as they try to carry as many goods as possible. Chinese people tend to like building things on a grand scale. You can see that their immigration and customs building is noticeably larger than the one on the Vietnamese side. This is the view of Vietnam from this side of the border, and now it's time for me to go through immigration and enter China. This is one of the main streets for wholesale and retail goods, and it's always busy with Vietnamese visitors crossing over to shop. Since the area is right next to Vietnam, most stores have signs in both Chinese and Vietnamese, making it easy for customers from both sides of the border. Here's another alley. This place is even busier and far more chaotic. You can see boxes, cartons, and all kinds of goods piled up everywhere. Isn't the scene just total chaos? Laughter, talking, shouting, and cooking everywhere. It all creates a really busy, hectic atmosphere. Suitcases are stacked everywhere, waiting to be filled with parcels. They look old and worn, but they're actually the livelihood of many local people here. This is a typical Chinese-style eatery located in a small alley in a low-income residential area. These apartment blocks are severely deteriorated. Although this is a poor area, I still feel that everything here has a certain sense of order. If you're not familiar with what their local wet markets look like, this is what it's like. This is the iconic Beijing roast duck, one of the most famous dishes in China and celebrated worldwide. But I don't think it can taste as authentic as the one in Beijing. Fruits here are really cheap. I'm sure they're much cheaper than in your country, because China is one of the largest fruit producers in the world. Many people have become wealthy by importing fruit from China and selling it in Vietnam. Now I'm going to follow these two people to the pickup point. They are Chinese, and to do this job, the first requirement is knowing Chinese, since Vietnam and China use completely different languages. There are many kinds of goods here. I can choose what to bring back to Vietnam, and once I arrive, someone will pick up the goods and pay me for carrying them. On average, I carry 2 trips of goods in the morning, as it also takes time to wait for pickup and go through customs at both border checkpoints. After that, I go home for lunch and head out again in the afternoon. But today, I'm going to take some time to film the surroundings here for you. I hope you'll enjoy it. Standing here, I can see my country just across the river. It's only separated by a river, yet everything feels so unfamiliar. They say security in China is very strict. Along the border, they've installed steel fences like this everywhere, and I've heard they're electrified, although I've never actually tried touching them. This is a shopping street with fashion stores, souvenir shops, and toy stores. Tour groups often stop here to shop, although I feel the prices here are actually quite expensive. People in China are really good at counterfeiting brands. This is a typical example. Does this logo look familiar to you? Yes, it's Playboy, a very famous brand from the America. And when they're caught, they just say it's for reference and improvement. Honestly, you just can't believe it. This kind of information is easy to spot everywhere. It comes from the local police, designed to maintain security and offer a contact number for emergencies. I enjoy this kind of style. It feels soothing and peaceful to watch. Maybe that's because it has a lot in common with Vietnamese culture. To make filming more convenient, I'll go with high heels today. This batch contains 12 pairs. all brand new and boxed. They're light and easy to carry, so the earnings from this trip probably won't be much. Now it's time to complete the exit procedures and return to Vietnam. Most of the people here are also involved in carrying goods, and everyone is eager to move quickly to avoid long queues, maximizing the number of trips they can make in a day. All it takes is crossing this bridge, and someone will be waiting on the other side to collect the goods and pay you. The heat today is intense, reaching 38 degrees Celsius at its peak. It quickly drains your strength, and everyone has to dress fully covered to protect themselves from the scorching sun. If I keep living like this, I honestly don't think it's sustainable at all. The earnings are small, but what I trade away in health and time is far too much. I'm starting to realize I need a new job and a completely new direction in life. When I arrive here, I'll look for the person in charge to hand over the goods and verify both the quantity and condition. Once everything checks out, I'll be paid.
Okay.
This is 60,000 Vietnamese dong, about $2, the amount I made this morning. But this isn't something I can do every day. I live in a tropical region with unpredictable weather and frequent storms, so on rainy days, it simply isn't possible to go out and work. I think I'll head home now and grab something to eat. Then I'll go back out this afternoon to pick up goods again. The goal is still $15. This is a roadside drink stall I often go to. The sugar cane is already peeled and gets pressed in the machine when customers order. It's very refreshing and sweet, and the cup costs about 40 cents. This is the lunch of the local vendors here. Most people bring their meals and eat right here during the break. I, however, prefer to head home and rest. I'm drawn to quiet spaces. They help me slow down and think more deeply. I'm Noah. I live alone on the Vietnam-China border, and I like sharing the simple truths of life and my everyday experiences. I hope this video gives you a clearer view of the lives of manual workers in Vietnam. And if there's anything else you'd like me to share about Vietnam or even China, feel free to leave a comment. I'll be listening. And finally, thank you for watching my video. I wish you all good health and good luck in life. Goodbye, and see you again next time.